Woo. Wait. Oh, wait, I can't do it that way. Woo. Do it better this way. Woo. The other way. Hello. Hi, everyone. How you doing? Look, it's a hand reveal. It's not like you guys have seen my bare hands already or anything. For some reason, gloves for me, like, I don't know, they bring more attention to hands. So I'm looking at my hands right now, I'm like, my hands feel like they stand out. Ooh, wavy hands. Hello, Brendan, welcome. Good evening, Sunny. Good evening, Krisu. I hope your flight back was good. And not full of any delays or anything. Woo! Hello, Rory. Welcome. Look at this gorgeous desk mat. I'm sure you guys have seen it around. This was made by Nicoline, who I put right there. Let me just make sure that I got her social right. They make so much Niji merch and they're so iconic. I got one before it had sold out, so Nicoline. Yeah, I spelled it right. Flights were not good, but I arrived home earlier today. Oh my gosh. And today's Tuesday. Ooh. Rest well. Yeah. So we're here today to talk about AILA. Woo! Well, I was just talking about with Krisu. Krisu just got home after the weekend. I'm a drive away from the convention, so I was able to get home after it had ended, but I definitely stayed out later than I should have because I was falling asleep on the road. That is not good. Know your limits and don't do something that will put you in danger. Yes, I had to pull off the side of the road and take a nap because I'm like, this is not okay. I do not want to put myself or my friend at risk. So we made it home safely, thankfully, but I will definitely be setting a curfew for myself the next time I'm out late. But yeah, unfortunately, this does coincide with the Fairies Lethal Company stream, which a lot of people were looking forward to. I had anticipated watching the VOD already because I thought the stream was going to start at 7 p.m. EST. So I'm like, okay, by the time they finish at like 10 p.m. EST, it's going to be 7 p.m. this time. So I'll go an hour over just in case they like stream for longer. And then just as I was like prepping for stream, I'm scared I'm gonna knock over this wire. Just as I was prepping for stream, I checked and it's just like starting now. And I'm like, what? So I won't be catching this one live. I'll be VODing, but that is okay. So, if you don't know what AI is, Anime Impulse is a convention. They, I think, are SoCal based, but they're starting to like branch out to other areas. I think there's gonna be one in Phoenix, one in Washington, and what made them really noticeable is that they oh no, I didn't know this was their last collab together. No, this is the only day I could stream. Okay, I will make it quick, and they're definitely gonna be on there for longer than 2 hours, and I normally stream for 2 hours, so I think it'll be okay. If at any point they start like wrapping up and saying goodbyes, I want you to tell me and we shut off stream immediately. Because I do not want to miss out on that. So shoot, I was there for the first Lunch Lady collab, so it's like I don't want to miss this last Lazuli collab. Oh, I'm getting emotional just thinking about it. Okay. Hi, paper. Welcome. So what made Impulse popular, I guess, what made them popular amongst Niji Sanji fans is that they started having a contract and bringing in different livers, and so they went from having just one group Luxium to 2 or 3 groups. So I think it was Luxium again, and then Obsidia and Lazuli, and then they had Etheria. I can't remember, is it Etheria and Illuna, and then Illuna and Noctix. And so just every con since they first started, they've been bringing on livers, and this one is like, or was the biggest one, because this is where they have every single Niji liver come, and everyone had a meet and greet. And so well, everyone up until Crisis. Sorry, TTT. Yeah, and that's what made this convention huge. And I have been lucky enough to attend all the, well, actually not all of them, but most of them since. And especially since I live in the area, it's more accessible. Like, I know people who are coming in from different places, people coming in from overseas just to come to these conventions. And I think personally, if I wasn't close in the area, I wouldn't go, just because like the upfront amount it would cost to go would scare me. I'm sure some of you can attest to that. I think if I would go, I'd be like, this is hella worth it. And then could I get myself to pay that money again? I don't know. But yeah, and this one was especially special because this was the last one that Pomu would be attending. It's her last convention that she will be participating in. And so I had really looked forward to this weekend because I was looking forward to see different Pomudachis and really collectively just be able to say goodbye to Pomu. And not gonna lie, I didn't actually feel that because I think all of us were in denial. The air that I had was that nobody really wanted to speak about it. And it's so like funny in that like I'm in the same boat, and so like I totally understand, and it's just, yeah, but at least we had that sense of community. There were so many Pomu cosplayers, there were so many headbands around, and that made me feel even more a part of a community, and that's what was really special to me. And like the whole reason I had started making Pomu headbands in the first place is because I wanted to see a crowd full of them, so that Pomu knows that like whoever is wearing a headband is a Pomudachi. And to her credit, Pomu has been doing a great job at keeping spirits high in general. I think that spread to the community response as well. I think so too. I think about her position and how positive she's been, and just like trying to wrap up everything as neatly as possible, and I really like admire her for that. I think if I was in the same position, I would try to do the same thing, because it's like it shows just how much she cares about her fans. She wants us to remember her for the person that she is, and goodbye is maybe really sad, but it's also like a growing opportunity, because nothing lasts forever. And so I think a lot of us Pomudachis are gonna be really, really heartbroken for a long time, but the ability to like recover from that and pick up the pieces, like that's important as well. And I think Pomu would want us to do our best. Yeah. And so I think that's why I've been trying to figure out how I feel about the whole situation. I say the whole situation, me distancing myself from Pomu graduating. Because I think the biggest thing that's hitting me right now is that I have spent like since her debut, this entire time I've been following her, and so to suddenly not follow her anymore, or to not expect her to be there, like that's the hardest part for me, and it's the scariest thing. What life would mean post Pomu. And it's something that I don't want to think about until it actually comes, because if I were to think about it, then that would just make me sad. And so I think what I'm focusing on is, or what I have been focusing on, was last week I was just trying my best to try to make as much stuff as possible. This weekend I tried my best to sell as best as possible, and now I'm just writing it out. I think personally I did everything that I wanted to do, and I don't have anything else that I want to do. I think a lot of people in that moment would say, I don't have any regrets, but of course they're going to be regrets. Like, I don't have any big ones that I'm thinking of right now, but I think it would be like small little things like, oh, I wish I could have done that. Oh, I wish I could have done that. But right now, like, I think I set out to do everything that I wanted to do to completion, and I'm really happy about that. I think a big, like, from doing the headbands, what was so big about me doing it, especially like for over a year and a half now, and now I think I'm about 200 headbands that were made by hand. And actually, I don't know if I talked about this on stream last time, but what was so special about doing the headbands for me is that I took it in stride. Because if I had thought about, okay, if I'm gonna try to make 50 headbands by X amount of time, that would make me really anxious. I wouldn't be able to complete it because I'll think of it as a whole. But especially because the headbands were so labor intensive, it required me to go in pieces. So I would do batches. I started off as batches, with batches of 5, batches of 10. Eventually, when I was able to get help from my mom, we were able to do batches of 15. And so collectively looking back and saying 200 headbands feels really surreal, because it doesn't feel like I've done that much in total. But hi JP, welcome. Each batch put together then makes collectively 200. And that's something to be really, really proud of. Funny enough, like sometimes I look at the headbands and I don't want to think about that work that went into it. Because sometimes there were just moments where I'm like, I really don't want to do this. But I did it anyways, just because the thought of like someone receiving it who really wanted it and who would wear it and who would enjoy it and who loves Pomu just as much as I do, like, that kept me going. And even now, like when I was selling them at the convention, you're gonna see in this stream how much I fidget. I did really well just keeping my hands here, but I think that's because I'm also sad. So now I'm like, yeah, but especially this weekend, I really wanted to try to make more, and then I realized early on that I couldn't, so I tried to make sure that I posted like, you know what, I can't do anymore, like this is all that I'm gonna have. I will make it more accessible later on. Oh, I'm gonna do this right now. We could do it on stream. I need to see how many headbands I have left so I know how many I can actually make. So I have my pre-order form open, and then I realized, shoot, what if I actually don't have enough headbands? So 5, 10, 'My god, these are all bundles of 4. I'm like, this doesn't make it easy. People asked and we referred to you to your booth. Thank you, JP. The support I've gotten in this community has been like, it makes me so happy. Like, to know that like people really appreciate my work, and they could be like, oh my god, that's PastelSoni, and I'm like, who, me? And he'd be like, yeah. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 38. So I can make 38 headbands, and let's see how many people filled out the form. I said I was going to cap it at 50, which is ideally what I would want to do. Even if there's more than that, I'm also okay making it maybe to... So we're at 37. I guess it depends on how much I can order from the person that I get it from on Etsy. But I could go to like 65 theoretically. It's just gonna take longer for people to receive them. So yeah, that's the reason why I haven't pinged the headband form, because I haven't been home in a while, and so I didn't know how many I could actually make. But now I know I have 38. I could probably buy another batch of like 25 and then go from there. Well, from my perspective, you've made an indelible mark on a large part of Pomu's community in such a positive way. Others genuinely appreciate what you've brought to the community. Thank you. All that hard work was definitely not in vain, despite the pain. It's so funny because I like it when people... okay, no one's been like, oh my god, it's PastelSoni in front of me. They might be like, oh, I know who you are. Or like one person on Discord's like, I want one of PastelSoni's headbands. And I'm like, that's me. But like, yeah, it's fun. And I also like to get that recognition. But at the same time, I'm almost too embarrassed to like, or I'm almost too like, I don't even know how to describe it. I guess it's like, no, I don't deserve it. I don't deserve that kind of like and I know that I do. And so I tell myself. It still doesn't register sometimes. So every time when I think to myself that like, okay, you gotta pat yourself on the back for this, I think, okay, 200 headbands. And then I'm like, got it. I understand. That's a lot of fucking work. Yeah, but I think I don't need the appreciation as long as everyone like loves Pomu as much as me. I think that's what makes me the happiest, knowing that other people can like about Pomu too. Anything else is just extra, so yeah, thank you guys again for supporting me. Thank you everyone who... Yay! Apparently this is... What is it? This is the new heart? Ooh. There. Thank you to everyone who bought a headband from me at the convention itself. Oh, let's get started. Okay. So I had work on Friday. And that was the one day when work went late. So I didn't get to leave until like 6:15. I was supposed to get off by 5:30 and I'm like, ugh. But I'm just like, I know I'm gonna get there late anyways. And so, hi Vivi, welcome. Okay, I'm gonna think back and I might be able to remember. I have a list of when and like at like approximately what time. Was talking to Pomudachis. Which headband you got? I got green 2 Soni band. I really wanted the Gen 1. What? That was a thing? Oh my god. Yeah, so actually for a while I used the lighter color because I thought it would look better, but then it turns out people actually like the do not perceive. Okay, I will not perceive you. You know, I was like, when I was on Twitter, I'm just like, maybe Vivi doesn't want to be perceived. Okay, I will not perceive you, do not worry. Yeah, Jen. It's actually so cool because, like, for me, I know who, like, which ones were like, I would say that there's 3 generations, technically 2.5. So one would be probably up to headband number 50. Those are my early ones. They were all the jade green, and then Gen 2 would be like the lighter teal, and then Gen 2.5 would be going back to the jade green. But what was different between Gen 1 and 2.5 is that Gen 1 had foam flowers that fell off, and so I could tell when they were Generation 1 when they didn't have flowers because everyone's flowers fell off. I would put tacky glue, I would put super glue, but nothing would make those stay. And during Gen 2, I started using felt, and felt absorbs the glue better. Oh, I have Gen 1 then. Yes, Brendan, I think you have Gen 1. JP, I think you got one from me at Offkai, so you have Gen 2. And then Gen 2.5 would be the ones that I have sold since Offkai. And those ones have the felt headbands, same builds and everything, but wow. You hear people say, I have a Gen 1 Soni. That makes me really happy. Yeah, paper. You were one of my also Gen 1 flowers. Gen 1 flowers, Gen 1 headbands. I'm actually cold. I'm gonna wear a jacket. Oh look, I'm forest green. Yes, okay. Okay, so then on Friday, and then I left late, and then I picked up my friend, and then we drove, and then we got into the area, and then we're just like, you know, let's get some good food. And so we went to a Korean barbecue place, and it turns out like a K-pop group has been there before, and so like we knew that it was a good place, but it was actually really bomb. Oh, quickly went to go check which one I have. It has foam, but both my flowers stayed on. You know what's so funny? Mine also did stay on. Offkai Gen 2, yeah. So this is a Gen 1, and my flowers have stayed on too. And so I thought because my flowers were staying on, everyone else's flowers are going to stay on. And then I would go to conventions, and then like I would see people without flowers, like Brendan. So it's so funny. This is actually how I met Brendan. I was going down the line of like, we were waiting to go into Hop Concert. I think it was Hop Concert 1 because it was at AILA last year. And I was going down the line because I was seeing like, oh, who has my headbands? And I see Brendan in line, and I'm like, oh, you have one of my headbands. And then Brendan, you're like, oh, I just got it off of Etsy. And I'm like, yeah, I'm the seller. And I'm like, oh my god, you don't have flowers. Here, let me give you more flowers because yours fell off. So then I took out my glue that I had in my bag, and I put them on your headband right then and there. I think that was so cool. It makes me really happy to like knowing that like making these headbands have like allowed me to meet new people, meet new friends, and they've stayed on since. Yeah. Whole new love, whole new life. Yeah. And I went to Korean barbecue, and I like the amount of meat that they gave per like order was insane. We ordered Kalbi short ribs. They gave us 4 full steaks, and I'm like, I'm like, how are we gonna eat this? And it's funny because like I didn't even know if my friend was gonna like it, and I'm like, uh-oh. Am I gonna have to eat the whole thing? But it worked out because my friend did end up liking it. And then like they gave us like thinly sliced pork belly. Everything was in a little roll, so that was fine. And then we also got something. Oh, I got myself some beef tongue. That was really good. And then their banchan was like delicious, and then it was a good time. And I was like, especially because I was on my feet all day that day, like it really was energizing. And then the next day it helped carry me through the day as well. So then we get to our Airbnb, and our Airbnb is like this little room inside of a house, but it was so cute. It had a very like cottage feel to it. My friend and I shared the one bed that was there, and it even came with like a small kitchen and a fridge, and it was perfect. It was perfect for our needs. All we needed was a place to just like leave our cosplay stuff when we were out at the convention. So we get there late, and then I'm like, ah, shit. I still have to assemble headbands. All I had was a bunch of these loose bows and flowers. And so I'm like, okay. So I take the time to put the bows on the wires, and then I glue the part in the middle, and then I'm just like, you know what? I'm just not even gonna do the flowers because I'm tired. And like even during the week, even though I said I wouldn't make more headbands, I still couldn't finish these ones. Oy! They are a lot of work, but work well spent. And so so I'm just like, you know what? I'm better in the morning. I'm just gonna wake up early, and then like I'll just do it then. And so the people that I was tabling with, they had already set up. They were setting up that evening, and because I was coming in, nothing that I had was set up at the table. So the next morning I wake up at like 6 something so that we could leave by like 8:30. We end up leaving by 9. But I was wearing my Detective Polmu cosplay that day. Oh, I do have the picture. Let me find it. What's funny is that I saved other pictures, but I forgot to save this one. I had tried cutting another wig so that I could do this cosplay, and it just didn't work out. It looked atrocious, and so I just used straight hair. I wanted to try to like put my hair into the little like buns that they put on the side of her head, but yeah, it didn't work out. So that's not what I need. I need this one. I hate not labeling images. Oh my god, I hate typing with gloves. I feel like I can't type as well. Okay. Ready? I don't know how it's gonna look. Bam! Oh, okay. Nice. That's not too bad. So this was Detective Polmu! I just so happened to find a dress that looked like hers, and I'm like, you know what? That's great. So then I bought the hat separately off of Mercari. And then everything else, like I bought the little ribbon that goes on top from like cheap at Michael's, and I was able to put it together. So super cute. I will leave this to the side. But we'll do that. Then I wear my cosplay. Hello, welcome. I wear my cosplay, and then I get to the convention. I'm able to be like, I'm a vendor, and then they let me through, and I'm like, yes. And I get to the table, and I'm like, oh shoot, I have to set up. So I'm able to get some of my displays, and this is what my displays look like for the most part. So I'm gonna put them in the table. Put them on the table. So I attached all my displays to these little boards, and I put these boards like slanted on the table. Sorry, there's too much on the screen right now. I'm going to hide this image. Okay, there we go. And then so I had some of my masks on display. I would have like a pomu headband like right here, and then a little label with it. And that was just on the table. I know some people had a hard time finding me, and I apologize for that. I was sharing this table with 2 other people, and they also had all of their stuff up. And so the only way you could have really found me was seeing the displays of like masks and the headband on my table. I had tried putting the table number I was at everywhere, just so that if anything, like people could find the table number, but it was hard to find the table numbers on the actual tables themselves. Like you could guesstimate where it's at, but actually finding the table, like I didn't use the number references for anything. I'm like, okay, I think it's gonna be in this row, and then go from there. Yeah, so I would strap like a headband to it, and then the things that sold out were the headbands and the Selene Bear masks. I'm really happy people like the Selene Bear mask. I think they also look really good on people. Like I actually have a picture of 2 dragoons who ended up being at the Pomodachi dinner, who both bought a mask at the same time, and I have a picture of them. They were so cute in the masks, and it was great. It was fantastic. And I hope that, like, because it's so easily recognizable, I remember at Offkai I had Selene Bear masks, and then people would be like, oh yeah, I saw that around. I'm like, there's only like 2 or 3 of them out there, so like the visibility for that is really, really good. I couldn't find you, but that's me being a tall problem. I don't find you easily. Yeah, I bet the world looks very different from up to RJP. But yes, so these masks, I do have leftover of them. I don't think I will put these ones online. I think I'll just carry them with me to the next convention, and if you guys want one, just let me know. I won't be having a table at Offkai because I will be participating in the Maid Cafe. I think it would be fun to vend again, especially at Offkai. But yeah, especially because I wouldn't really know what to do after this. I wouldn't really know what to make like as my like star product, you know what I mean? Like the headbands are really what I was known for. These are just things I do on the side. And like I could sell these masks, but they're not as fun as making the headbands. If anything, the masks are actually a lot of work and sometimes a little more difficult to do and finish. And so these were just like the perfect mass production product I could do. And yeah, the masks though, they are like every one of them is like special and limited edition just because they take so much work. I think that's why it's taken me so long to try to like make a mask for each of the livers. Like I really only got up to Etheria, and I've only done one of Etheria. Like I have the colors for Millie in my drawer. I have the colors for Reimu. Nina, I won't even do. So, but yeah. People would come to my table and then be like, could I get a Pomu headband? And there wasn't a lot of space in the back, right? I was sitting on this tiny, tiny little stool, which was fine by me, actually. I actually felt a little more in my body when I was like hugging my knees. People would be like, okay, can I get a Pomu headband? And then they would tell my 2 friends at the front, and my 2 friends would be like, Pomu headband to me. And I'm like, okay, I'm coming. And I had only a few cards prepared. The cards I was giving out, it said Pomudachi and the number Pomudachi you're on, and then on the back side it would have a flower on the back in case you lose it, and then a little like, if you lift the flower there'd be an Among Us sticker on the back, because I thought that was really fun. Time for Soni to grow her brand and sell Soni merch. That would be so interesting. I actually never thought about that. I will think about that more. But at one point I was just sitting there on the chair just putting flowers on because I haven't already. But then the orders were like constant, so like every like couple of minutes or so someone would come by. It felt like a couple of minutes, but probably like every like 10 minutes or something someone would come by for a headband. And I'd be like, oh shit, it's not prepared. And so that was fine in the morning, but then in the afternoon when people were like finished with their meet and greets, that's when Artist Alley got really, really like busy. And the fact that I wasn't prepared wasn't good, because that would mean people would be standing in front of the booth, and then they would block other people from being able to move. They would stop other people from being able to purchase things. And so like at one point, one of my table mates was just like, Soni, like, let's go. Like, we got to get this done. And I'm like, I was like everywhere. I'm like trying to make the cards. I was trying to stick the flowers on here. And I think even when I was like sitting down, I was just trying to organize all my stuff. It would have been easier if I had done all that ahead of time, just so I didn't have to worry about it. I wouldn't have to spread myself so thin. Unfortunately, that's just not the way that it worked out. I just didn't have enough time to finish it. I think, well, and typically I wouldn't be this unorganized. It was because it was last minute that I decided to make a bunch of these headbands because Pomu announced her graduation. I was like, oh my god. So I think I did the best that I could have with what I had. And I'm happy with the outcome. I just feel bad for my table mates. Like, if you guys are listening, I am sorry. Yeah, I wish I was more prepared. And yeah. Hold on, I'm gonna mute. I'm gonna go get some water. I'll be right back. Okay. I'm muted because there's something going on in my neighbor's house and I don't know if the mic can pick it up. I'm a little scared. Yeah. And then sometimes people would buy 2 headbands at once, and then I was writing down the transactions just in like whether it was or just to like keep track of it. And then I have approximate whoa. Can you guys hear anything? Okay, I think we're okay. I'm hoping that my mic doesn't pick it up. Yes, so the routine was I would hand them the card. Be like, you are Pomodachi number, whatever number, 175, 182, 190. I don't think I even got to 190 actually. One something. And I'd be like, and I flip it on the back and be like, here's an extra flower in case you lose it. And then there's a little sussy surprise on the back if you lift the flower. And then what I would do that I actually had decided to do once I got to the actual con was put the headband on people and say, I now bestow you a Pomodachi. I realize grammatically that doesn't make sense. I now pronounce you a Pomodachi. I now bestow this headband to you as a Pomodachi. Whatever. Whatever the grammar works. And I think people got a real kick out of that. So it was so funny though, because like there would be some people and I would put the headband on their hair and like I can see sweat on their face and I'm just like, you know what? I understand. Don't be freaked out if that was you. Like, don't worry about it. work in a medical office. Like, it's fine. And then there would be some people, when I put the headband on them, they'd be like, they look like, oh my god, I don't know what's going on. And I'm just like, please don't be afraid of me. It's okay, I won't bite. I'm just like, I'm sorry. I'm crossing your personal space right now and it's very sudden, but I hope it's like quick enough to be like, okay, it's done, bye-bye. And then that was the table. And then the first day I was mainly at the table. Oh, so I had actually wanted to sell my concert ticket for that afternoon, but I didn't realize that it was in the afternoon. I thought it was in the evening, so I thought I was gonna have time to sell my ticket. I just ended up going anyways. And it was fun. Soni jump scare actually though. And then the like hearing Doppio sing is like, I feel like he can sing. I think he thinks that he can't, or he's nervous about it, but like him like being into voice acting and everything, I think that already shows that he has better breath control than most. And so I would say like whatever he would sing would be good. I enjoyed listening to their songs. Kotoka has such a clear voice. When I was listening to their duet, she did so well. And then Meloko is great like always. Cat with flower on it, head gif. I said gif. I actually don't know what gif you're talking about. I have to look this up. Daddy daddy doo. Stuck in my head. Cat with flower on head. Gif? Oh. Oh. It's the one where it's really freaking out. Oh, I see. Yes. Yes, Vivi. Yeah, that was it. Yeah. Sort of jump scare people with crossing personal boundaries. And in that concert I lined up for that one. The Hop concert was the one I wanted to be in the back for, but it's really fun being close to the screen because you feel like up and personal with them. It felt like we really got no time to hear them speak. I think because of the pushback, or because the meet and greets were running late. I don't know if they either had to cut a song or if they just had to cut the time that they had to speak, but it was just like hi and bye, and then they were out. And I was like, no, I want to hear the livers speak to us more. But that's okay. Scarlett can sing too. She did fantastic. I as Lucifer, I've been meaning to go back and watch it because I want to hear if you could hear me screaming. Because when she started, I was like, oh my god. And I was singing along to it while it was happening, and I was jumping up and down, and like I think a lot of the crowd was pretty quiet. I think a lot of people didn't know of her song cover, or didn't know of the song. But myself and the person next to me, I don't know who you are, but hello. We were bopping. It was fun. Oh, Love is an Open Door with Meloko and Vera. That was fun too. I wish I got general admission instead of VIP. Oh, you got VIP. Was that specifically for that concert? I didn't know there was a VIP for that concert. Hi, Finana. I'm tapping your water gun right now. And I wish they didn't cut out their talk time. Yeah, it felt really short. And then after that, I went back, and then I feel like I did something else. I did not have a meet and greet that day. I left the con at around 7, I think, or 8 o'clock, and I really wanted to go to SubuCon. It sounded really fun just being around other Nijisanji members and having like karaoke and stuff like that, and I had intended on going, but the next day I had to wake up really early because one of my family members was coming back from vacation and I had to go pick him up from LAX airport, and no one was home at the time to be able to pick them up, and I had agreed to this ahead of time, and I'm like, yeah, January, like, what was this weekend, 14 or 15, no, 13 or 14, I mean, I can do it. And then come the week before, I'm like, oh my god, I'm going to a convention. And I just ended up doing it. So I drove hold on, I won't read that in a second. So then I drove from the convention all the way to LAX, back to home, back to the convention, before Wilson's meet and greet. And I was like, oh shit. If my family member's flight comes late, I am fucked. I am not gonna get to see Wilson. But I just didn't think about it, and I kept an eye. I know, right? And I kept an eye on the on my phone so I could see like, oh, my flight is delayed or not. Their flight ended up being on time. It ended up being that when they got to the airport, like their bags were the last to come out, even though they went through like they left the plane really quickly. And so I ended up picking them up an hour after I got there, and then I had to go home, and then by then I only had 2 hours until the con and until my meet and greet. I'm like, okay, let's go. So I make it to the con at 11, and I'm like, great, but now I have to put on my cosplay and stuff. So I put on my cosplay at like 11:15. I start making my way. It takes a lot of time to get to where you need to be, and at 11:30 I get to, or maybe I left my car like 11:20, but like 11:30 I get to the pickup station to get my tickets. And I'm like, because I was running, I'm like, I'm here for the Wilson meet and greet. And then the person looks at their watch and like, oh, that's right now. And I'm like, yes, that is right now. And then the person gives me 2 sets of postcards, and I'm like, bless your soul, thank you. And then that's when I meet my friend Mira, and Mira's like, oh my god, who are you gonna get to see today? I'm like, Wilson. And then they're like, and Pomu? I'm like, no, I didn't get Pomu this time. And then that's when they said, do you want my Pomu meet and greet? And I'm like, yeah, that was my reaction. Just stare at them blankly. And then they're just like, because I have one Pomu meet and greet, and and like, you are the biggest Pomudachi that I know, and I want to give it to a Pomudachi. I think it'll be better suited for a Pomudachi. I'm like, are you sure? Like, are you really sure? And this person is a Quildren, so they're already seeing Ike for 2 minutes. They're like, yeah. And so meet me at the meet and greet area, and then I will go ahead and like show them my ID and stuff, and I'll tell them that I'm giving it to you. And I'm like, I'm like, thank you so much, because I didn't buy Polmu's meet and greet this time around because I had thought, so actually after the first one, I'm like, I think I'm okay. I don't need to see Polmu again. And then actually, and then I ended up getting the second one. And then after that, I'm like, okay, actually, I really don't need to see Polmu again. So I didn't buy the ticket, and then she announced her graduation, and I'm just like, I was disappointed. I would have been okay with it. I think I would have felt like I had missed out had I not had this meet and greet. And so I'm super thankful that they gave it to me. Of course, I paid them for it. And they were really happy that it ended up going like to a Pomudachi. So Mira, again, I love you. Thank you so much. So now I can say that I've gone to see Pomu every time. And that's a real blessing. I can also look at these and be like, that is time well spent, because I had skits. I think I'm gonna make a post just compiling all the cosplays that I've done of Pomu, but for the first meet and greet, which was at AILA last year with Pomu, I did solid Pomu, and I walked into the booth with like a toy gun in my hand and like in solid Pomu, and then when I put on the headphones, Pomu was like screaming, laughing. And then for the second meet and greet, I decided to do WWE Pomu, so I crawled into the booth. And then that's the one that got a lot of attention because I had crawled to the booth, and then the staff member was like, I am so sorry, but I need to see your badge. And I'm like, oh fuck. So I run back to my bag. I'm like, I left my badge on the floor, and then I run back to the curtain, and then the meet and greet person sees me. He's like, okay, now. And then they hold the curtain open, and that's when I crawl. And then when I go to see Pomu, she was just like that double take, and we just spent a solid like 10 to 15 seconds just laughing. That's a good memory. Yeah. And then for this one, because it was so sudden, I didn't have anything planned, and I was also in Wilson cosplay, and I'm like, you know what, it's okay. This is my thank you for the heart. I see you. This is my my last meet and greet. I just gotta cherish it. And so I go in and I put on the headphones, and I'm like, hi Pomu. My name is Sani, and I didn't say, so she actually knows me as PastelSoni, which is actually, so my business cards say PastelSoni on them, but I've changed all my socials to just PastelSoni. So if you tried to look me up this weekend as PastelSoni, PastelSoni is my real username. And so I'm sorry if it was a little misleading. I had bought these, and I'm like, I'm not gonna throw them away. And I'm pretty sure that if like people try to look for me, they don't find PastelSoni, but they see PastelSoni, and then they look what's on there, they'll realize it's me. But yeah, and so when I introduced myself as Sani, after I had said that, I realized, oh, she may not know who I am. But then after I had said I'm Sani, she started laughing. Like, she closed her eyes and like went down a little bit to the side. I'm like, she remembered me from the last meet and greet. And then I had said, so I wasn't supposed to meet you today. I wasn't supposed to be able to meet you today, but one of my children friends gave me their meet and greet, and so I'm really, really thankful that I was able to go. And then she was just like, oh, your friend is so nice. Your friend is so nice. I'm like, yeah. And then I said, I have a question for you. What is something you're looking forward to the most after you graduate? And then their handler taps me on the shoulder. I'm like, oh, okay. And I turn back to Pomu, and then the handler's like, no, that's it. And I'm like, because I've always had 2 minutes with her, and so I didn't know what the timing was like. And I had seen Wilson earlier that day, and so I was like ready to pace myself a little bit, because the first 2 I had really like rushed through it. Oh, I proposed to her in this meet and greet, and she said yes. So technically I am married to Pomeranian Puff. Fuck all of you. For all intents and purposes, that is a joke. Yes, exactly. My Star Wars ring is the one I proposed to her with, so I wear that and I'm like, I win. And then but then the handler's like, you know what, she can still answer you while you are taking the picture. And so I'm like trying to multitask because I'm like, oh, what am I gonna look like in this picture? So I just hold my headphones and I just like stand there next to there. And then so she's like talking to me while she's taking this picture. And I didn't even realize that she's like posing. Alira is gonna be coming for you. If I die by mommy Alira, I will say thank you. Let me show you our meet and greet photo. And then how Pomu answers that question. Oh, did I not download it? Oops. She's just like, food and sleeping. And I'm like, that's such an appropriate answer. And I said, bye, Pomu. And she's like, bye. Yeah. The conversation felt really, really normal. When I go into my meet and greets, I actually have like, I try to choose questions that are more meaningful because I would like to have like more meaningful conversations with my oshis. But I know that one, I'm a complete stranger. And two, like there are just some things that are more appropriate to say at like meet and greets and stuff. And so I feel like in terms of what we were able to talk about, it wasn't as like deep as I had wanted it to be. But I'm also just really happy that I just got to meet her, and so I'd like for the last time, and so I'm not complaining. I guess it's just the experience is different. Oh, I did have it. I just didn't download it. Huh? Oh, no, it might be somewhere else. I'm gonna flash it. Oh, okay. That's not the right one. You're gonna see that one later. Where's the meet and greet photo? Oh, shit. That one has my face in it. Can't do that one. Oh, here. This is the one I wanted. That's right. I'm gonna delete these for anything. Yeah, I was in my Wilson cosplay. I was like, I felt bad actually because I'm like, oh my god, I'm seeing my Kamiyoshi and like another like VTuber's cosplay. Oh, she actually complimented me on my cosplay though, and she was just like, nice cosplay. And I'm like, yeah, ask Wilson about God in anime. And I'm like, oh, I really hope that she does so she can hear what I did, because I really want her to know what I did, just because the other times I've seen her have always been like a skit. And so I want her to know that I did a skit for Wilson too. And I'm getting to that, by the way. My meet and greet with this will be Omu meets 3. Ta-da! I decorated it a little bit because I thought that was cute. Rainbow, haha, you get it. She was leaning, it was so cute. Seeing that in her picture, she's like humongous. I'm like, oh my god, she's so big. But I think that's the privilege of having like a 3D model, you know? It's so cool though how she was able to see us in her 3D model. She's such a nerd. It's actually funny because sometimes I get really nervous about how my like body expressions are and something like that, but after seeing Pomu, I'm like, I'm okay. She's just really cute. Yeah. So I look at this picture and I'm like, yeah, that's it. Yeah. So that was my meet and greet with Polmu. And then earlier that day I had Wilson. So I was really excited to meet Wilson. Actually I had someone I had a friend of mine be like, wait, Wilson's your Oshi? And I will say it here on stream. Wilson is officially my second Oshi. I've liked other livers like Aya and Doppio, and there's someone else that I'm thinking of. But no other liver in Niji has caught my attention like Wilson has. I think for me it's because when I watch his streams, it just feels right. Like it feels really natural for me to watch his streams. And I think hi channels, glad you got to meet your Oshis, thank you so much. For me, like background music actually plays a big part in whether or not I will like watch an Oshi, not because I like or don't like the music, but because if it is like, oh yes, I am allowed to have multiple Oshis. I will get to that. But like if the music is like more electronic, or sometimes if there's like this like particular sound that's it's not the way the music sounds, but sometimes it's like the quality of the music, that'll give me a headache. So actually like that's why I can't watch Uki streams, because I remember trying to watch Uki before but not being able to make it past like the background noise. And also just yeah, Wilson is so fun to watch just because of how animated he is as a person, but also like how animated his model is. And like I really wanted Doppio to be my Oshi, but there was something about his streams that I just couldn't like follow. Same thing with Aya, and it's not that I don't like their content or don't like who they are, it's just like there's just if I'm gonna follow someone, the vibe, there's a certain like I guess vibe that I need to like feel. I don't really know how to describe it. Yeah, and so Pomu for me, it just feels really natural to want to gravitate towards her streams. And I'd say like I think Wilson is like the most comfortable for me, even more comfortable than Pomu. Because I had stopped watching like full VODs a while ago for Pomu. And then when I started watching Wilson, I noticed that I just like I would just watch the whole thing. And yeah, that's something that I'm actually quite nervous to say out loud, because I don't want to seem like I'm like less of a fan. I think at some point though, I would say about like, hello, welcome. I think at some point, I think it was around 1.5 years, I was watching VODs a little more like spottedly. And then recently, I think in the past like 7 months, I've only been watching just collabs. And I really miss like watching full on Pomu streams. I think a big part of like why I had stopped like watching the VODs continuously is because like with Minecraft or with like the Metal Gear streams, it required you to have to like be there in order to sort of get the context. And I think I would just miss so many of them, and it became just really hard to catch up with. But I think that's why like I look forward to just going through her VODs and actually going through the series that I had missed as they had come. I think it's just not my like viewing style to watch so much content. I think I'm better at like little bits of content because otherwise it's just too overwhelming. And actually with Wilson, I have a hard time watching his solo streams. I think Pomu, I'd say, is the most comfortable with. Oh yeah, well, no, I don't know, there's something about Wilson streams that's really comfort. Maybe it's just not comfort, but like Pomu's like streams, I'd say like all around are like thumbs up for me. I guess maybe Wilson's feels like home, and then Pomu's is like going to a friend's house. I think that might be the best comparison. Or maybe my wife's house. Yeah, I get where you're coming from. Yeah, I think it's something that other people are also experiencing, and other people have also expressed concerns of like, oh, does that mean I'm not really a Pomudachi anymore if I'm not like consistently following streams and stuff? And because I experienced that too, I'm like, no, don't be hard on yourself for it. Although sometimes I do feel like I'm missing out because the people who it's hard to keep up and grind. Yeah. And I think that's also how like I just kept my distance to prevent myself from getting super parasocial, which is something that I need to do with this guy. I think I did really well not forcing myself to watch Pomu's content just to watch Pomu's content. Like I watched it if it was something that was interesting to me or if I was feeling up to it, because I know that if I had forced myself to watch all the streams, I would have burned out really quickly. I think that was it. I think that was it with Pomu, because I still love watching her streams. I still love her, but just consuming content can be, funny enough, hearing it say consuming content can be difficult. But I feel like I'm in like, I guess the honeymoon phase right now with Wilson, where like I'm really wanting to consume a lot of his content right now. And not gonna lie, meeting him in person has just made that feeling stronger. But I know that I need to yeah, definitely don't need to watch all of their streams. To those of you who do watch all the streams though, I like wish I had your dedication, or I wish I had the ability to just continuously watch streams. He's just so silly. I think what makes an oshi for me an oshi is they have to be the same kind of brand of weird as me. Yeah. Because Pomu, the reason why I fell into Pomu's rabbit hole is because seeing her be herself on stream and having people love her for that was really eye-opening for me, because I always considered myself like a weird person. I guess like different than normies per se, right? Because my comparison was normies. And then like it felt like I was hanging out with a friend who accepted me for who I was, because they're the same brand as me, you know? Not gonna lie, Wilson feels more normal. But there's still something just so silly and quirky about him. But it's like in a serious way, which is really funny. It's like Pomu knows she's being silly and she continues to be silly. And Wilson, being silly is a byproduct, but he rolls with it. Not me juggling multiple streams at once. I don't think I've ever been able to watch more than one stream. My attention span cannot be separated like that. And I think that's also something that like you can get used to over time, but I'm like, I'm not even going there. He's always a contrarian. Yeah, that's what makes him really fun. Always bringing in a new opinion. Sometimes I just wish he would shut up. Wilson, just shut the fuck up. But it's fun. And so I need to get out of my honeymoon phase with Wilson before OL Fujo is peak relatable. Before I start, like, because what will happen is that I will consume a lot of his content, burn out, and then not watch it for a while, and then do that cycle again. So I just want to pace myself from the beginning, because I didn't start following Wilson actively up until 3 months. So it's been a little over 6 months for Crisis right now. And so I watched his debut. Wait, I don't think I actually watched his debut stream. I just watched clips of it at the time. Oh shit, I have to go back and watch that. But it was around like 3 months, I think, when he started playing more Minecraft. But I'm like, oh, okay. And then he had the collabs with Crisis, and then recently the Lethal Company collabs, and then there's another collab that was really funny. Oh, the Party Animals collab, and then just really seeing his like quirkiness like come out was just so fun, because like it feels like he's the kind of guy who can still be like really outrageously like say outrageous stuff, or like just like it would be argumentative like him, but it isn't like annoying. because there's some people who are just like, okay, actually you need to like pipe down a little bit. But just Wilson, I feel like he just keep going. He actually didn't leave a very strong impression on me till much later too. Yeah, like I had an inkling that I would like him when he debuted, but I didn't start actively following him until 3 months. And now after, oh my, okay, now it's time to talk about the meet and greet. So I get to the con, it's 11:30. I rush to the meet and greet area and I see that there's a line, and I see some of my friends there, like Rory. Everyone give a hand to Rory. Woohoo! I love Rory. I love seeing them. I only get to see them at cons, so when I do see them, I'm like, Rory! And they were in line. They're in this badass Finana cosplay. Their Finana cosplays are so pretty. If you find their account, actually, Rory, if you want to link your Twitter, go ahead and do that in the chat. If you don't want to be perceived, that is okay too. But I see Rory in line, and then I feel a lot more comfortable knowing that like there's someone that I know, because I'm feeling a little frazzled because I had driven so far, and then I was like rushing. I love you too. And then I also see Jellums there, who will be seeing Jellums again later. And Jellums was actually there for Vanta, but they were also like waiting close to the Wilsoneers. And there's a lot of Wilsoneers that I've never met other Wilsoneers before, and so I'm like, oh, okay, this is what Wilsoneers look like. They're all just very cute people. Post your socials if you want people to stalk you. And then I'm like, okay, and then immediately Rory's like, what time? And I'm like, 11:30. And then Rory's like, I'm 11:45. You can go ahead. I'm like, oh, this is happening. So I put down my stuff and I'm like, wait, I have stuff to give to Wilsoneers. So I pull out this little set of keychains with a little, it's from Claire, so it has a little purple thing, and it's little glittery axolotls holding food. And I'm like, all right, Wilsoneers, come choose one. So the Wilsoneers that were in line, I just told them like, which one do you want? No, you are the Memopod. Yay! Everyone go perceive them. I was gonna keep one for myself, but I'm like, no, you know what? It's just better if like the Wilsoneers have these. And then I start talking to the Wilsoneers. I'm like, okay, I'm getting ready for my skit. And I bring out a stick. Bring out my stick. So this is actually called a screamo. So it is a practice weapon in Taekwondo. It is just like a light stick that you can use to practice like strikes and stuff. So I bring my stick, and I have a stick because I don't have a cosplay sword. Wilson, excuse me, is a sword user. but I don't have a sword. The keychains were so cute. Thank you. I saw them and I wanted to get more, and then I went back to Claire's and apparently they're not selling them anymore. I'm like, fuck. So I grab my stick and I'm like, okay. So I go off to the side and I start swinging it. OMG, is that the Memapod from AILA 2024? I know, right? So I start practicing swinging my stick, and I'm okay. I'm gonna give myself credit for this. I'm not just swinging it around like this. I learn strikes in Taekwondo, so I'm practicing trying to do them in fluid motion, making it seem like I know what I'm doing. Because like improvising weapons, improvising a weapon is part of testing for Taekwondo. And so I was just waving it around, and people were like, "Oh," as in like, "Oh, they actually know what they're doing." And I'm like, "Yes, I know what I'm doing." Stop, hazukashi. Yeah. And then I'm like, okay, I'm so glad I already wrote down what I was gonna say to him, so I have that in my back pocket. And then I go up and I'm like, hey, can you hold open the curtain for me? Like the person who was like checking people's IDs and stuff. And they're like, oh, you know what, you can tell the handler. So the handler comes out, and the handler I don't remember who the handler was actually. It was rehearsed. Yes, it was. I had practice so I would know what I was gonna say and I wouldn't forget. So, and I asked the handler, I'm like, hi, could you hold open the curtain for me so I can like swing this out here so I don't hit anything when I go in? The handler's like, give me a what the fuck? And then they agreed to it anyways. I'm like, great. And so they're like, okay, are you ready? I'm like, okay, I'm ready. And then they lift the curtain and I go, my name is UQ Wilson from the 8th wave of Niji Sanji EN Crisis, and I have the power of God and anime on my side. It's so cringy, but it was fantastic. What topped it off was that everyone in line was giggling because they thought it was funny, and I'm like, this is great. And then Wilson, from the moment I start, his eyes just go wide and he's just like frozen. So he's just watching me do this bit, and then I walk into the meet and greet. I put on the headphones and I'm like, hi Wilson. And he's just like, I am in awe. I don't think I can process what just happened. And I'm like, hi, my name is PastelSoni. I realized I didn't give him any reason as to why I did that. I just did it and introduced myself and went into questions because I'm like, I don't have time to lose. So then I go and I'm like, hi, I'm PastelSoni and I make full moon headbands. All right. So here's the scoop, okay? Wilson's up, Udachi. I think he might have said that he followed Pomu like during his debut stream or something like that, and he did stream Metal Gear at some time. Not to say that no one can stream Metal Gear, and like everyone who streams Metal Gear is a Pomu fan. But I think he has made like multiple nods to being a Pomudachi, and I'm like, I hope you know who I am. I really hope you know who I am. But I'm like, and that's all I said. I make Pomu headbands, and I wanted to know, when you entered Nichi En, did you expect the other livers to bully you this much? And immediately he was just like, no. But he was just like, but it's like it's all part of the fun, so I just like go with it. I'm like, oh, that's really good. And then my second question is, do you prefer to be called cool over cute? And honestly, I think I should have just let him spoke at that point, but then I got a little nervous, so I started elaborating. I'm like, oh, it's because I like have this like really cute cosplay, and then I was thinking like, oh, like I have this really cute like Pom Pom Pudding cosplay, but like, oh, what if Wilson wants to be represented as more like cool, you know? And he was just like, but why not both? And I'm like, porque no los dos? It just come out with the Spanish. And it's because it was a meme that I remembered, porque no los dos. I remember people saying that who aren't Spanish, so I just say that. And then what flashes through my mind in that moment is Wilson's Canadian. I don't know if he knows a lick of Spanish. And I say it again, and he's just like, yeah. And I'm like, well, great. And then the handler taps my shoulder. I'm like, okay, it's picture time. And he's like, you want to take a picture? And I'm like, yeah. And then I'm like, I think I'm gonna do this. So while I'm posing, I don't know what Wilson's like face looks like. I thought he's just smiling. And then I go back and I look at the pictures, and then I see this. And I'm like, Wilson, why are you so iconic? Why are you so smart? Why are you so good at being funny? I'm like, why? Oh my god, I didn't pull up my meet and greet picture either. It is also on my Twitter. Oh my god, the handler just like non-stop taking pictures. Well, during the meet and greet, and I was just like, wait, what? I'm actually very, very proud of my cosplay. I thought it was a really good fit. Pom Pom Pudding Wilson, I did cut the wig too short, but that's okay. Alright, this is Wilson. Meet number 1. Oh, I'm absolutely going to see him again. Will I know what to do? I don't know. Barbecue chicken. Wait, chicken, is that you? Or is that another chicken and I'm seeing? OMG, I love your sweater. It looks so comfy. It is a cardigan. It is so cute. He is so funny. I can't get over it. You know what, Rory? Like, I really started thinking about his sense of humor when you had told me, like, Wilson has my brand of humor. And I'm like, you know what? I think he has a kind of humor that I really like too. So I'm just like, you know what? I came in wielding a weapon. I'm gonna look strong in this photo. And I don't even know why I put those 2 fingers up on my left hand. I just did. And I'm like, okay, you know, it works out. And I look back at the photos and I see him looking at me like this. And I'm like, Wilson, this is why I love you. So that was fantastic. Also, I felt like a real boy wearing Wilson's cosplay. I'm like, this is great. I've never felt this way before, but I love it. So that was my 2 minutes with Wilson. So what had ended up happening is that I had traded my skit for Polmu for Wilson. So now I could say 3 out of the 4 meet and greets I did were all scripted. Alright, and then before we get into Hop Concert, because that was the highlight of my life, of my night, I'm gonna go through some of the fan art that I had received or I had purchased during the con. So I'm not gonna show everything, but I'm gonna show the things that I like the most. Where the fuck's my other? Oh, my poster's over there. Okay. So the first thing I will show for today is this. Look at her. Look at her. I saw this and I'm like, I can't fucking pass this up. This is too good. It was so good. Yes, you understand why. Someone gave me this and I'm like, okay. Fuckboy Wilson. Okay, I'll take it. This was Alex Boy. Oh, you know what? I don't know who's the artist for this. I am so sorry. If I find them, I will tag them. I will put it in the description. I think this was a freebie. I actually don't even remember when I had received this freebie, but this person's art and their OC is so cute. I want to put this Pomu headband on something, and the Pomudachi is really cute too. I'm gonna put that there. Yes, this is pretty self-explanatory too. This is going on my sewing case. That's where my most precious and important stickers go. Yes. Oh my god, where's the second sticker? Oh, maybe I didn't put it here. So this is Mango. Mango has done a sticker for every HopCon since the first one, and I have all of them now. Mango, thank you so much. You managed to find me every time, and I can't find you. So thank you for giving me these. I love your art and I love your HopCon stickers, so go support Mango. Alright, so this was something I was actually supposed to receive at Offkai, but I didn't have the... Oh no, AIOC. So this was a sample of a commission that one of my friends, now friends, wanted to give me because it was Pomu. And I still need to pay them for this. But look. They wouldn't accept any payment from me, but look. Please, please commission them. I'll go ahead and spell it. ONHIKU. Oniku. Please find them. Please commission them for Pomu, for anyone. This is so fucking gorgeous. And I love hand-drawn art on Shikshis. So, thank you again, Ni. And now everything I will present to you will be Torapop. Because Torapop is a freaking legend. I love them. And unfortunately, I was not able to get their Stamp Rally prize, which ended up being... Rory, I think you have this bottle. A Willy Water. It was art printed on a water bottle for Willy Water. When Willy talked about, would you drink my filtered piss? Again, that was another conversation where Wilson needed to shut up. Affectionate. Alright, so first thing. This adorably cute Lazulite sticker that they had drawn and were giving away as freebies. They also make pins. Super cute. Torapop line was crazy. Yes, because Torapop also had these signs. But before I show the sign, I was able to get this, a crisis sticker. Look at Wilson. I feel like he would not tell us your feelings matter. He'd be like, keck. But it's cute. These were supposed to be like words of affirmation. And then you have Vant over here, murder is okay, whatever. So that's super cute. And then you have, you might have seen these all around the con, the boards. And Tora, what Tora did for me, changed this to Kamiyoshi. Tora, I fucking love you. Thank you. My Kamiyoshi is. And again, my Kamiyoshi is. She gave me 2 of them. And then I got Yukio Will Daughter. I actually love his face here. He's so cute. The boards, high frag, I know, right? And just look at the way that they designed like the written logo. It looks so cool. I am cherishing this board forever. Tora's art. Oh my god. Yeah! I forgot to get a peeker. It's a Pomu peeker. It was one of Pomu's 3.0 alpha. It was so good. Alright. So this is my most favorite item that I got from this weekend. It is once again from Torapop. It was their Stamp Rally image. And they gave it to me. I was like, can I buy it off you? And then they're just like, here, take it. I'm like, no! no, let me pay you. They wouldn't accept my money, and I'm like, okay. So please, along with me after this stream, I will find Tora and I will throw money at them. So please, throw money at them for all the work that they put into. They ordered so many of these foam boards and they made the Pomu ones cheaper so that everyone could have one that they wanted one. Like, the amount of work they put into their art is insane. This... Rory, look how pretty this is. Rory's the first person who I met as a Wilsoneer. As in, like, because we were friends before, but like they're the first Wilsoneer that I had met. And so now like they're my emotional support Wilsoneer. And now I will meet other Wilsoneers in the community, so but this makes me so happy. So I want to put it on a fan just because I think it'll look cute with the little stick here. Yeah. So that's some of the stuff that I got at the convention. I might do a con haul. I didn't get much, so I wasn't gonna do a con haul. Also because I was really bad and I didn't get... We're in this hell together. Exactly. Thank you. Also, they introduced me to Sonny Briscoe. And I appreciate that man. I appreciate that man and what he does. But even better, like, I'm able to see Briskadettes because of Rory, and Briskadettes are so funny and they're so fun. We are actually in this together. Briskadette and freaking Pomu Rainbow. Alright, so it is time. Okay, look away. Is it too bright? Oh, that's really bright. Is it too bright? Oh my goodness. Did that pick up? There is some little kid screaming next door. I'm just gonna keep them on here. Maybe not. Yeah, no. You can't see anything. So I'm just gonna do this. Hop concert. So my friends are already outside. Frag's there, Paper's there. Oh no. Wait, Frag, were you there? Yes, you were there. I'm sorry. I was just like, because I remember meeting you. I'm not being able to meet you after. I'm like, shoot, was I able to meet you before? And then there's a group of other artists there. My friend May is there. And so there's just a group of people just waiting outside. And then they start letting people in. We're like, yeah, we're the back of the concert group. And then we like underestimated how many people there were waiting. Yes. Okay, friend. Thank you. I think I remember seeing you. I forgot what happened after. I think I ended up talking to May after. But I saw you. You were there. And then they started letting in the line, and then we're starting to be like, uh-oh, is there even going to be enough room for us? Because a lot of people are going in this freaking concert hall, you know? And then we're able to make it in the back, and we're actually able to set our stuff back in the back, but we don't want anyone standing in the back. And so like we drop off our stuff and then try to get closer, like try to get as close as you can, and we just end up spreading out through the convention, or throughout the area. And then the concert starts, and then we had a banger group in the back. It was so fun. let me do a roster list right now. All right, so we had May, who is a major Yaminian, but also Vanta crew. Vanta is now their Kamiyoshi. Purple from Shu and Vanta is their color. And then there's Paper, the one who said I love Latinas, and the one who said I love you, Luca, in HopCon #2. So clear in the video. Even did a face. Briskadachis, exactly. And then honestly, Briskadachis, like, that's like the handshake meme. And then also did a face reveal for Luca. And then there's Rory with the banger Finana cosplay, who's a Briskadet Ren Vader Wilsoneer. And then we have Jellums. Jellums was in the Pomulgar outfit. They actually ended up sewing the hood, and then they wore a really cute Lolita dress. And then all of us in the back, we were like, I have a lot of fun at concerts because I am just so, it just fills me with so much energy. So I'm like, yeah, and I'm always like dancing. And oh, I feel so bad for the people around us every time Wilson was there. Oh, because this was like everyone's first time hearing Wilson sing. So when the Naruto song was playing, when I first went, oh, okay, hold on. So we're going through the different songs and we're having fun. No, not the I Love Latina call out. Sorry, Paper, but that is your legacy. I loved our group so much. Our group is so good. So then we hear like, what was first? High School Musical. I actually didn't know the lyrics, but everyone else knew the lyrics, was singing to them. And then Bohemian Rhapsody, we were all singing the lyrics to that. I Love Latinas this time took a minute for me to understand. I thought it was I Love Fuzzy Hats. I don't know the I Love Fuzzy Hats, actually. I have to be educated on that. General admission, FOMO, for real. Actually, JP, what was VIP like? Paper is actually so iconic. Paper, you're famous. And then, oh my god, watching Bohemian Rhapsody though was surreal. It felt like I was watching a professional performance. Like the High School Musical one was fun, and they did what did Etheria do? Etheria did the opening to Evangelion, and that was really good. They were I was like, during their harmonies, I was just turning around because I'm like, oh my god. But then actually watching Bohemian Rhapsody, I didn't know that they were that talented. Oh, KDA! They also did KDA. I won't go into it. Don't want to sour the mood, okay? Popstars KDA, that's right. I didn't listen to KDA. I know what it is, and it was a good bop. But May and Rory were like going at it, and Paper you too, and that was really fun. And then my friend who actually is a part of the K-pop community was actually doing the dance as the KDA song was going on. And then Bohemian Rhapsody was really fun. And then the shots, that was crazy. All of us in the back were like, shot. Oh, so everybody. I was not expecting that. We were just like, what is going on? And then that was when May, our resident Yaminian, was screaming her head off. She was like, I am so sorry to everyone around us. And then by this time I was like, okay, where's Crisis? Where's the Lazulite? I was getting impatient. So then like even before like Noctix was I Want It That Way. That was fun with Lexium. And then when Noctix came up, I was like, crisis, and then Noctis came up and it was Bohemian Rhapsody. I'm like, okay, this makes this 100 times better. And then crisis comes up, the music starts with a bang, and I like run around in a circle. I'm like, I am not normal about you, Q Wilson. And then after that, someone in the front like turned around to look at me. I'm like, oh, okay, I gotta pipe down a little bit. I'm like, oh, okay. So then even when Wilson was performing, tell me why. Even when Wilson was performing, I'm like, okay. I'm like, I was instead of like freaking out every time that he sang because I didn't want to annoy other people, I just tried to listen to him sing. I'm like, this dude can sing. Why was he holding back on us like this? And I would turn to Rory and be like, why? He can sing. And then I would turn over to May every time Vanto was rapping. They'd be like, yeah. Like, yeah. I'd be like, Wilson singing. And then Diamond City Lights was playing. And then it brought me back to Offkai of 2022. So I was there for the first live performance, or in front of a live audience. That was at Offkai. Lazulite was the guest of honor. And I was actually really surprised because Bishoujo was there. And I think at the time, that was when Bishoujo was starting to make its way up. So I think having Niji there. I love how we all hype each other up whenever Oshis showed up. Oh yeah, it's all about like enjoying like other people's Oshis with them. It's fantastic. And then like it's funny because like I was watching that and it just took me back to being in that like room in that hotel, like that conference room. The lights are dark and then Lazulite is on the screen and everyone's going Chainsaw Fire Wiper, the loudest I had ever heard it. And hi Alex, welcome. And then I'm watching them perform. I'm like, the amount of times that I've seen them perform this Offkai, Anime LA, no, Anime LA, Anime Expo, and now AILA again. And I'm like, this is the last one. And in that moment, I'm just like, they've come a long way, we've come a long way, and it doesn't feel any different from the other ones. It feels like I'm just enjoying Diamond City Lights, but there's just that like tinge of sadness knowing that this is going to be the last performance I'm going to be able to see. And that's when I was like, I had a hard time enjoying that song because I was just feeling so sad. Everyone around me was just patting my back. They're just like, oh, why do I have to live so far away? No. And like, I'm thankful to be able to see it in person, but at the same time, I'm like, I can't watch this and be happy right now. I can't, knowing that this is gonna be the last one. And I still wanted to enjoy it, but it was just hanging over my head. And then I tried to be hyped about it. I was like, when it was getting time to mix, I was like, okay, let's go. And then we're all like, and then we all did it. And then I don't remember if I was on the floor before or after. Because like there was just a moment where I'm like, this is too much. So I crouched down on the floor like, and I'm hugging my legs. And I'm like, I am not okay. Not gonna lie, I wish I could have cried because then it would have been easier to relieve those emotions. But I have a hard time crying. It's like very specific circumstances when I do cry, and unfortunately this wasn't one of them. So I was just feeling this like pent up emotion and just nothing came out of me. It was all just stuck in there. So I was just on the ground, and my friend, who's like not a VTuber fan, the K-pop stan, was like rubbing my back trying to comfort me, and I'm like thank you for the hugs, please. And then oh, I think it was during Oto no Naru Hoe, where they're just like, hey, we got to do the final song. And I'm like, everyone was like, it's going to be virtual to live. And I'm like, there's no way they're going to do Oto no Naru Hoe. And it was Oto no Naru Hoe. And I'm like, that's when I crouched out. I'm like, that's it. I'm done. I'm out. Because Oto no Naru Hoe is really special to me. Because that was around the same time when Hikaru Nara was really popular. And I was listening to other Goose House music. And Your Lie in April means a lot to me, and having the association with like the story being so tied in with the music, and then having like being able to like have another song that was just as good, to hear them sing it again, but also knowing that Pomu was the one who got them to sing that song in the first place. And that's gonna be the last song she's gonna sing with all of Niji, and I'm like, I'm done. I was just on the ground. I'm like, no, I can't do this anymore. Thanks is what I felt, yeah. And just like, but everyone was so happy on the screen. I'm like, I can't be happy right now. And I wanted to watch Wilson, because I haven't seen Wilson sing very much, but I'm also like, Pomu. And when Pomu did her solo, I'm like, I love you. Yeah. Finana was crying the whole time. Yeah, she was. When Finana started crying afterwards, and I was just like, oh no, it's real. Finana's crying, this is real. And then Alira trying to be strong, and then Popo being like, it's okay. And then when I heard that Finana, when Pomu canceled stream, that's when my heart broke, because I'm like, oh, she is feeling it right now. I don't like Pomu, I hope you're okay, but you're really not okay right now. And then we were like, encore, encore, and then they're like, sorry guys, bye. Goodbye. Fina couldn't hold it in. and then that was the night. And then so there's a Pomodachi dinner, and we were all supposed to go to a mall, and then the mall was canceled, and then we hear that people are going to Denny's, and like my car was like one of the last ones to go, and then they're like, the Denny's is full. And then so we went to the Denny's, and then hello. Have you heard of Niji Sanji? Same as unarchived karaoke, no encore, I know, right? And so just the Denny's was just full of teal, and then people were looking at us like, who are these people? And then there's another car who was also late to the Denny's. We all got there later. So then we were in the parking lot, and they played Diamond City Lights in their car, and then we brought out our light sticks, and we were dancing, and they did actual wotake and stuff. And Denny's sounds like chaos from Suohuni's sides. It felt relatively okay from my end, just because, like, excuse me, the Denny's was great with all the Pomodachis, the Pomodachi invasion of Denny's. I actually was not stoked about going to Denny's. I didn't think there were going to be any options I would actually like to eat, because I had only had like 2 pieces of chicken. They were sizable, they're like this big. I'd only had a bagel and like 2 pieces of chicken that day, and a drink, like a tea. And I was like, I need something that's like substantial and also preferably healthy. So not something like junk food. Hi Suzune, welcome back. How are you doing? Oh my god, Suzune got, I saw them at Offkai. They got a mask from me that it looks so good on them, and then they were at the maid, I got to see them at the maid cafe again, and then they bought from me this time. Suzune, I love you. Thank you so much for continuing to support me. Also, you're really cute, and I appreciate you supporting my work. The Denny's suffered due to the pomodachis. So yes, there was the food, but then also sorry, I'm gonna kill the meme a little bit, but I had a friend whose dad used to work at Denny's, and it was very, very hard on his body. And so I was just thinking about that. I'm like, these poor workers, they're working here, they don't want to be here. And I know Denny's is the meme, but I feel so bad right now. They ended up having to call in an extra person because so many people came in at once. And they were champs. They stuck it through and they served all of us and they were great. I'm like, thank you so much. But yes, so we were at the Denny's. And then I wish I could have gone to Denny's. It was super late for me at that point. Honestly, Paper, when I heard that they were going to Denny's, we shouldn't have gone. Actually, the reason why we had gone is because I had picked up another Pomodachi who needed a ride, and then one of my friends wanted to go as well, and so we were all going to go as a group, and I wasn't about to like just leave him there too. And there are also other Pomodachis that I wanted to see at the diner, and so, but I should have left right as like we left the convention. Our table tipped a lot. Hope that would help. Okay, that's great. Because after I had left the Denny's and I was driving back, I was okay for probably about the first 30 minutes. And in the next hour back, I was falling asleep at the wheel. And that was not good. I've done that once before, and I told myself I would never do it again. And then I did it again that night, and I was really upset at myself afterward. I'm just like, okay, I am officially setting a curfew. I am never staying out past a certain time. I got 2 banners. Wait, what banners? JP, what banners? You have to tell me what banners. Uh-oh. JP, what banners? But anyways, then we were sitting in like a group of 4, and then I go over and then so one of the biggest reasons why I wanted to do the food court is because we'd be able to accommodate a lot of people, but I also wanted to hang out. There are specific Pomodachis I wanted to see. So I wanted to see Outcast, I wanted to see Nani, I wanted to see Huni, and Alira and Rosemi. Oh, congratulations! If it was Pomu, I might have tried to buy it off of you. The drive back was difficult for me, like after 11. Yeah. And I was able to go into the back table and say hi guys, if y'all are there. Wilson, were you there too? Not VTuber Wilson. Wait, JP, was Wilson there too? And tell me, did I get their name right? I'm pretty sure it's Wilson, right? Hi Wilson, if you're here. Funny story. So there is a Pomodachi. I think they've also been following my account for a while, and every time I see them, I mix them up with another Pomudachi, and I think this is like the 3rd time I've done it. I feel so bad. I am so sorry. I think if Wilson is who you are, then I remember who you are now. Please, JP, tell them that I'm sorry. Yes. And then I really wanted to see Nani actually came by to visit me earlier at my table. I asked him to get me a drink and he got me. I'm gonna pay him back. Nani, if you're watching this VOD, I will pay you back somehow. Oh, this is so funny. Okay, so I'm walking, or no, I'm not walking. I'm starting off a story with I'm walking, trying to set the scene, but I wasn't walking. I was with, oh, okay, it's 10 o'clock. I need to check on the Lethal Company collab. Are they still going? Okay, no worries. Okay, good. Are they still going? Because I want to be able to see it towards the end. Shit, if I cry tonight and then I go to work tomorrow, my eyes are gonna be so puffy. And they're gonna be like, what happened now? And I'm like, my anime girl is leaving. Yep, still going. Okay, good. Okay. Thank you for the check, Brendan. And then, so... Oh, okay. So, yeah, okay. So then Nani comes and then Nani brings a friend and I'm like, oh. And so I hug Nani and I'm like, oh, it's so good to see you. Nani, you give good hugs. I want another hug next time we meet. And then Nani's like, this is Mia. And I'm like, oh, M-I-A. Hi, Mia. Nice to meet you. And then Mia comes in for a hug and I'm like, oh. And I go, pat, pat. So I'm like, oh, this is a stranger wanting to hug me. Oh, but okay, if they're a friend of Nani, then they're great. And then I'm talking with Nani. I'm like, oh, thank you so much for bringing me the drink. And then talking about, oh, what are you doing? And then like I turn to Mia and I'm like, oh, so are you a Pomudachi too? And then Nani goes, this is Mia. And I stare at Nani. I'm like, what do you mean this is me? M-I-Y-A. Mia. And I was just like, oh my god. And then I give Mia a hug. I'm like, I am so sorry. I didn't realize it was you. I can't believe I just asked you, are you a Pomudachi? Yes, get hugs. Get hugs from Nani. Let's see. Mia, I'm pretty sure it's Sumiyachi, right? Yeah, Mia Sumiyachi. Yeah, exactly. Alright, guys. I'm saying this on stream. Mia is so cute. He is so cute. If you ever meet Mia, tell him that he's cute. Mia, I hope we meet again. We really didn't get to interact this time, but I'd love to hang out with you. And then they had to leave. And then at the diner, like I go over to Nani's table and then Nani scoots over. I'm like, oh, you're so nice. And I sit down. It's after HopCon. I just slouch. I'm just looking at the ground and he's just like, so how are you holding up? And I'm like, slouch. And then as soon as I do that, everyone else at the table like looks away because they don't want to see me sad. They don't want to be reminded of sad. Oh my god. I'm trying to remember who else was there. Itzel, I think you were there too. I think oh, Ray Mac. I met Ray Mac for the first time. You guys know what's funny? So I'm sure you guys must have seen the tweet where Pomu's like, you're not wearing your uniform to Ray Mac because Ray Mac was the only one not wearing a headband. And then Ray Mac responded, I'm sorry for my bald head. So then I saved a headband for someone who had requested one from me. And then I had the display, and I was just like, I'm not going to sell the display because I have a feeling someone's going to need it. I see the tweet from Ray Mac, and I'm like, Ray Mac, this is going to you. So Ray comes by my table, and I'm like, this is like, it worked out. This is perfect. So then Ray Mac is not bald anymore. And now you have your uniform. Yeah. So many of the Pomodachis have my headband, and I'm so happy. Makes me very, very happy. And everyone's all suited up. I think Ray Mac was also there. If you were also at Nani's table, like say your name in chat, or like say hi or something, just so I know, because I really like putting a face to names. I really like the challenge of trying to remember people. As scary as it is, I always like to challenge myself to do it, because I think the more I do it, the better I get at it. Yeah, if you guys ever like buy something from me or see me at a con, please tell me what your username is. Even here on like YouTube, because I know some of you guys have like different YouTube names than you do your Twitter name. I really want to know who you are. And so if I'm ever like interacting with you on stream, please tell me like, oh, by the way, like I'm this on Twitter. I'll be like, oh. Or in person, like like people who do not want to be perceived. Please introduce yourselves to me so that I can like remember who you are, like when we're interacting, because like it's just a deeper like level of like, no, I'm not cool enough to be in Nani's glory. Nani's like a fucking celebrity, and he's just a dude. And he will support what I just said right now. Nani is so cool. I love him. I wish we get to hang out more, but alas, we live so far away. I'm sorry again. No, you don't need to keep apologizing. No. I'm just giving you shit. This is a dork. Yes. Hi, Brendan. Hi. How do you even say that? Ace W? Just Ace W? 787? Really can't believe it's just like that. That's what I forgot to say about Wilson. Wilson is so normal. Ace W. Okay. I was so... Fuck. That's how upset I was. I knocked over my microphone. I was so upset. Immersion broken knife is just a dude. Seems like a fun guy. Oh my god. I remember meeting Nani for the first time because he seemed like this like larger than life guy with all of his responses, all of his clips being funny. I meet him, he's just... Nani, I'm going to call you out. You are so considerate and caring and kind. You're a good person. I don't know what the hell you are on Twitter. No, but we all love Nani. Nani is great. You are a pillar of this community. We appreciate you. Normie, oh no, JK, yeah, right. Yes, so as I'm talking with Nilsson, as I'm talking with Wilson, I'm like, his responses are really like down to earth, and it's like I'm talking to a regular person, and I'm like, well, now I'm really embarrassed after having done my God in anime skit. And I'm like, I really hope he doesn't think I'm weird. It's like, I could do it with Pomu, and I know that Pomu would be like, yeah. But like, Wilson was so normal. I didn't want him to be normal. I think everyone too was also saying just how normal Wilson was. And I didn't get to watch the stream earlier, at least the first part of it, but I think I saw timestamp. He said that he was just sipping coffee while talking to us, and I'm like, bitch, you're supposed to be as nervous as I am. You're just out here sipping coffee? You! Oh, his energy around him. He knows everyone is. And then after talking to him, I'm like, okay, now I know I'm really not normal about this. Guys, I am in so deep. I cannot look his way. Covers my eyes. Vibing and talking, yeah. Oh yes, back to the poem without you dinner. And then I got to meet Huni, and then it's so funny. One of Huni's friends came by, bought a mask, and then ended up giving it to Huni, and then Huni posted about it. I'm like, oh my god, this mask is for you. Actually, it is so perfect for you. It looks like it fit really well and it fit your cosplay, and then I got to see Huni. And so I met Huni for the first time at AX, and like they were so excited to see me, and I'm like, hi, and I felt so bad because I'm like, you know what, I haven't interacted with you much. I don't really know how to act, and I was like, yeah, and and I felt like I wasn't as like excitable as I should have been. I didn't want to give you the wrong vibes, Huni. I'm so sorry. It was really nice to get to meet you. I appreciate all your Lazulite stuff, and it was great to see you again this weekend. Now you came out for like so long too to go to all these cons. He's literally two-eyed Mike Wazowski meme. Wait, what is this meme? Nani? Nani? Typing through gloves. Two-eyed Mike Wazowski. Oh. The one with the nose. I look at it like it's so ugly. No. So like Wilson is the type normal, as in like he's like engaged in a conversation and he's happy to be talking with you. But like, if I'm gonna be weird, you have to be weird with me. You can't make me feel bad. And that's just me projecting. He can do whatever the fuck he wants, but like that was just so funny to me. Oh my god. All right, parasocial moment. You guys plug your ears. I want to talk to Wilson more. I just love to have a regular conversation with him. Okay, that's it. You can unplug. He seems like a really cool guy. All right, enough crying about my oh jeez. And then I get I go Suzu. Suwu. And I get to see Suwu. I really admire Suwu. I don't think Suwu knows how much, like, how highly I think of them. I think they also just think of themselves as a regular person, but like, yeah, you guys didn't hear shit. Whatever you do, don't tell Wilson. You can tell him that I was the wild one at the meet and greet and that I did it. Oh, the reason why I had done it though is because he's a sword user and I know how to like pew pew pew. Curation, hello. Wait. Curation, did you buy from me? Y'all, stop. I'm glad I was able to get a Selene Bear mask. Got lots of compliments from it. Okay, wait, when did you get a Selene Bear mask? Are you tall? I'm trying to go through the people in my head who got Selene Bear masks. I like, if you don't want to be perceived, that is totally okay. I just like putting faces to names. And And I'm glad you got lots of compliments on it. Honestly, I think the Solen Bear mask is really cool, and it just like just brings a lot of attention. Like people look at it and just like, oh, I know what that is. It's really easy. But then also like when Huni was posting about the Lyra mask, people are like, oh yeah, I love like subtle everyday things. I'm like, yeah, that's exactly what I was going for with the masks. Yep, I was cosplaying Petra and looked like a mess because I forgot to pack my makeup bag. That is okay. Wait. Wait, are you not tall? Oh, I might be thinking of something else. I was talking to Maya. Oh, wait, shit. Maya was there. Because she had come a couple times as well to my booth. I'm trying to remember when that was. Creation, do I follow you on Twitter? DM me on Twitter. And then I will find you. And I will search your Twitter to see if I can see what you look like. So I can put a face in it. You are tall. Okay, okay. Okay. Yeah, send me a DM on Twitter. And be like, this is who I am. I'd be like, great. And then, oh yeah, and I go to Suwu's table, and the Pomodachis there. The Pomodachis at Nani's table looked really sad. The Pomodachis at Suwu's table looked like they were having a great time. And so I'm glad that they had a great time. Really still wish I could have gone to SuwuCon. Suwu, if you're watching this, the amount of work that you put in and the amount of care that you have for the community is so amazing. Please give yourself more credit. You are amazing. And then Suwu just like gives us a plate of like fried food appetizers. We're like, great. I bring it to my table and then everyone starts eating because we're all really hungry. And then I look at the menu and I'm like, I don't want to be perceived. That is okay. I will not perceive you then. Thank you, Creation, though, for coming by my table and also for always coming by my streams. I really appreciate it. Heart for you. And then I look at the menu and I'm like, I really don't want to eat a lot of this stuff. And then my friend, who is an experienced Denny's eater, not a good thing, by the way, because they were forced to go there, but they're like, you just don't eat the eggs at Denny's. And I'm like, oh, because I was gonna get an omelet. So all I got was just 4 pieces of sausage, a side of toast, and potatoes. And then the toast never came, and then the potatoes were fried, and I'm like, no, I can't actually have a substantial meal. But I was able to pick at some of the food from some of the other tables and stuff, and it was okay. And then we leave the Denny's, and then I drive back home, and then I drop off my friend, and then I get home, and then I tweet at 2:30 in the morning, and I have work at 7. I have work at 8:30. I have to wake up at 7:30, and I was like, and then since then, I've progressively gotten more sleep. The first night was like what, 2 to 7, like 5 hours. The next night I got 7 hours. And then tonight, I'll be getting approximately the same amount I got last. Oh no, yeah, because I slept at 12:30. What's funny with me is that like my sleep schedule is really hard to adjust. Or it's really hard to change quickly. It has to be done over time. So like because I had only been getting like 6 hours of sleep throughout the weekend, I need an average of 8 to 9 hours of sleep a night in order to be functioning. The less sleep I get, the more my stress and tension builds up, and then I can't like get over it. Not get over it, but it just doesn't pass through me. And so speaking of which, I should probably go to bed soon. But yeah, and then I had work, and I was able to get like the tail end of Pomu's karaoke. And then now I'm missing Lethal Company, but that's okay. I'll go back and be VOD gang, and And I need to go back and watch Wilson's too. Oh, I also joined Wilson's membership today. I was happy. Oh, but I also realized that like my name is different. I don't know if he knew if it was me. So I do want to like send a message at some point, because he said he didn't want to talk about the meet and greets just in case people weren't okay with it. So maybe I'll just tag him on Twitter to be like, hi, I am okay with you talking about the meet and greet in public. I was absolute zombie at work. Drinking didn't help either. I had a full day on Monday. I was surprised I actually made it through. I remember getting to work, and normally I'm really anxious about like how I'm doing because I want to be doing well. I just didn't give a fuck. But I was also really efficient. So ugh, things are sucking at work. They're starting to like assume that I am not capable of understanding things because I'm not picking them up fast enough. And I'm like, it takes a bit for me to get into the habit of doing things, especially because I haven't even been there 3 months yet. It's only been 2 months. And it just really sucks like being looked down on. Like I had saw it happening to my coworker who gets most of their shit, and I was hoping it wouldn't happen to me, but it's starting to happen to me, and I'm like, ugh. Yeah, it sucks. But I don't know. It's a good learning experience. I feel like this place is like, because I had really looked up to like the doctor. I looked forward to like the head MA. But it turns out they're like, it's like a step before fully developed. It's okay. Thank you guys. It's like, you're down here, you're in all your shit, you're taking on other people. You're here, you've processed a lot of your shit, but you still have some of your shit and you're taking it out on people. And then you understand that it's not good to take out your shit on other people. Like those are the 3 levels. And I thought that they were up here, but they're actually down here. Yeah. But it makes me happy knowing my place. Because like when the head MA was just like, you gotta make sure you're doing this. Like instead of like being like, okay, when you're doing this, doing it this way, it's always like, I already told you that, I already told you about this. Like you have to remember to do this, you have to remember to do that. And it's just, it's like, I understand it's like the old like person way of talking about it. It's just like you just keep drilling it on them until they remember, but it just makes me like want to roll my eyes. Because like earlier, like when they were talking to me and then they were like calling me out on like a mistake that was made, I'm like, yeah, it's not my fault. And that was all it was. And like she didn't know how to react to that. She's just like, well, just make sure. And there was literally no other way I could have made sure. So, yeah. Well, that came out at the end. I was hoping we could end on a good note. But, so to wrap it up. You know what? I do have something to say. So I had made a post a while back that said like, it was early on during when she was graduating and or when she first announced she was graduating, and I had said, and very strongly, like, how dare you like put down other members of EN just because Pomu is leaving. And I want to clarify that because I had felt very strongly about it at the time, and so I had posted it, but I realized I didn't put the context to it. It was in response to Aya like seeing messages going around of like, I miss the original like 20 Nichi En, in which I have like felt like that before, and I think it is okay to feel that way, to miss those days, but actively putting down the other members for it is not okay. And that's what Aya was saying about it. She was like, just be nice, please. Like, you don't even have to like anyone else in Niji, but just don't forget or don't like roll over the fact that we're here because we worked really hard for it. And I just hope that that wasn't misleading, because I didn't put the context. I think I saw a couple people say that like people just need to stop telling Pomodachis what to do, and I realized that my message could have been construed as that as well. So I think in summary, Niji will feel different for me because Pomu is gone. I had stayed in Niji because, or like I had been following Niji because of Pomu, where I had discovered her, and I have seen Niji grow since then, the development, and seen the livers grow since then, and it was really cool to see Oto no Naruhoe and everyone on the screen and think they're still going to be doing just this, just Pomu's not going to be there, and that's going to be sad, but they all still have so much to give to us, and I look forward to seeing that. And again, I don't really know how to process not having her there, because it hasn't happened yet, but it'll come. I think it is fun though that the next Oshi that I have decided to follow is Wilson, and that he's still in the company. And yeah, so I hope y'all are faring okay. I'm not, but we're moving on. but we keep on moving. I think the best thing though is how much Pomu wants to leave, not focusing on the sad parts, how much she wants us to be happy, and how much she wants us to remember her positively. And it's just so hard with the little time that we have to be able to say goodbye within that time, especially because she means so much to so many people. And the unfortunate thing is, I think if she really like lets that get to her, then that would she would probably stay out of obligation, knowing that she wouldn't want to let her fans down. But I know that the best thing to do can sometimes be the hardest thing to do. So even though we are losing her, I think she's doing it in the best way possible. And that is like what I can be really grateful for as a Pomudachi, knowing that she cares about us so much that she's willing to put her own like sadness and emotions aside just to try to be positive. So yeah, big bus and fairy dust. Big PP energy. Maldmu. Pomurai input. Scam. All these really, really great times. And I won't forget the impact. Yeah, I got those vibes from the karaoke, yeah. I won't forget the impact that she has had on me personally. Just I think I can say for sure that she's one of the reasons why I've become comfortable in my own skin, because she was my role model. And big boss. Exactly. I have one last cosplay to post for her. I realized that I could do it. I have all the pieces for it. Here's a hint. I will have a sword. So I look forward to wearing that cosplay tomorrow. I will be sweaty while doing it because I would have done some taekwondo. But yeah. Thank you all for coming and hearing about my antics at AILA and reflections about Miss Pomu Rainpuff and everything. Being a part of this community, like, this is the first time that I've felt like I've had a purpose in a community. And I realized that, like, one of my motivators for doing things is having a sense of purpose. I like knowing that what I am doing has a good reason, because otherwise it's not worth it for me to do at all. And so Wow, thank you, everyone. I really liked how you started a Pomu chant before HopCon. I had to. I wanted everyone going in there to be shouting Pomu, but the line was going really slow, so it wouldn't last for that long. We appreciate you, Q Wilson. I saw someone post that on tweet. I'm like, I'm stealing that forever. Happy to support you in the community. It was great meeting you. It was great meeting you too, Suzune. Thanks a lot. Thank you, Glees. You were one of the first people who bought from me too. One of my first international customers, so thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. I will see you guys probably sometime next week. I think I'm going, instead of doing karaoke's every Tuesday, I think I'll only do some karaoke's on Tuesdays and then stream on Tuesdays, because I really want to play more games and then do more things. So you healed a lot of my FOMO with this talk. I hope I can go meet you guys sometime soon. Yes, absolutely, come by. I think I was thinking to myself, like, I probably won't have another reason to go back to Impulse if Pomu's not there, but if Wilson's gonna be there, I will be there. So you can expect to find me wherever Wilson's going. I mean, even if it is like in Washington or Arizona, I think it'd be really fun to do a weekend trip. Like, I'd be willing to put down the money for that, so let's go. Yeah, so I will see you guys next week. I plan on finishing the card unboxing because we still haven't done that yet. We still haven't finished all of it. So I want to do that. And then I had a couple ideas. I would love to do a Zatsu with boxes. Some kind of like truth or dare or something. That makes me really scared because I'm scared I might say some shit I'm not supposed to. But I think that would be really fun. You know, it's good content. I have more scratch and sketch stuff. Yeah. Oh, finishing Slime Rancher, definitely. So then we can get on the Slime Rancher too. And yeah, we'll go from there. So, oh, I think the first thing I will do next week is I will be opening up, I will put out like a design board, and I will just post that on Twitter, and then I want to see what different people's like designs are, and like either take different elements or even just reward someone who I choose to use the design for. So I think it's a great way to get like ideas going for also like a fan mascot. So I think I talked about this last stream, but especially now that Pomu is leaving, I originally was just like, you know what, if we do like little potatoes or spuds, it would look very close to a Pomodachi, but now I am more than happy to adopt some version of a Pomodachi as a community mascot. I think that would be really fun. I want to know whether you guys think we should have like a cohesive fan mascot, so like just one like vegetable or some sort of like tuber or something. I think it'd be really fun if you guys were tubers. Like, we had talked about potatoes already. And I don't like eating potatoes, so I won't eat you guys. But, or maybe just making it like an assortment of vegetables too. So yeah, I think that'll be really fun. I'm really excited to actually like flesh out Soni as well. So then you guys can see, like, instead of just a little Fugi here, I can actually have like a little 2D image up. And then I still need to look into using live 2D so I can have a little model up on the screen too for when I'm playing games. I already have one in mind. Very excited for it. So yeah, thank you everyone for tuning in. You'll see me on the Lethal Company stream probably until 11 because I gotta go back to sleep. But back to sleep, I have to go sleep. But Otsusani, thank you everyone for coming. I will see you guys next week. Good night.